Hi guys, it's Shanna. I was going to be doing a Facebook Live for you tonight, but it seems that I'm having some Facebook difficulties. So I'm going to go ahead and have you view my backup video. I'm saying that as I'm making it in anticipation of it, and then it happened. So it's always good to have plan B, isn't it? All right, so here's my not really live video, but it did happen a bit before my originally scheduled time. Well, I want to thank you all for coming to this event. It's super fun. We're going to kick off summer in a big way here with all of our cool participants. And thanks a million for spending some time with us this week and checking out all of our businesses. And I just want to say thanks again to all of you participants joining me. You guys are such hardworking people. Just awesome, awesome ways of going about sharing your products, and it's very admirable. So yay to you guys. All right, so I'm just going to do a little demo here for you. So I am a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator, as well as a small business owner of a hand-dyed yarn company called Sundae, which I feature on Etsy. So I do tend to combine the two somewhat, and so I'm going to start off tonight showing you how I do that. I get inspiration from both sides and I try to work it into my cards or my yarn or my projects. So tonight's feature is called Happy Mail. So here's a card that I had made yesterday, and I also dyed some yarn. All right, so this is it's a smaller weight yarn that is generally used for making socks or shawls. And I also have some little minis, and I use my card colors to kind of go with it. They're of course a little bit of a different shade, but I like them. So I dyed all of these. These are mini skeins, so it's just a smaller amount of yarn, and a lot of times people like to get these smaller skeins just because they make up really cute into shawls and hats and mittens and things like that. So this is a wool 75% superwash merino wool mixture with 25% nylon yarn. So I'm going to have these in my Etsy store tonight. There's only a few, as you can see. Usually when I'm dyeing yarn, I will get inspired by a color or a theme or something like that, and I don't usually make things twice. I figure I'll leave that to the big guys to do that. I'm gonna enjoy themes, whatever's hitting me in the moment, that kind of thing. So I hope you like it. These are very beautiful. Now I want to show you my card inspiration. Put these guys aside so they don't get ink, because I can kind of be a little bit messy. So yes, I made this card with my very favorite stamp set right now. It is number one in my heart. It is the Pretty Perennials. And if you're keeping track in your catalog, it's number 154435. It also comes with a die set, so you can buy the stamps and the die set in one package and save a little bit. Or you can just buy the stamps, and you'll probably see, well, I have some of them missing right now, but these are photopolymer stamps. And so what you need to use those is an acrylic block or your Stamparatus. So you can see that I've been using these quite a bit as they get a little bit, some of the colors kind of stain them, but I've used this about a million times, and it is going to be leaving the catalog at the end of June. It is designed by a lady named Dina Rico, who achieved $1 million in sales with Stampin' Up. So once you hit that goal, you get to pick your own stamp design. So that's pretty cool. So, you know, it may come back. They have used this word in a new set that's in our current catalog. So, but it's just a really, really awesome set. I'll show you another card here real quick that I made with it. I'm always using it. So I just used the flowers that is a background, and then there's the happy. Okay, so this one you can kind of see I have this different color as the base card. So this card I'm going to make with you tonight is Bermuda Bay cardstock, and this one I have opening this way. I like to shape things up a little bit. I'm going to open it this way. Okay, so first thing I need to do is take my white basic cardstock and I'm going to make my own designer series paper essentially. So what I'll do is I'll grab my stamps. Okay, and I have my ink. And I just need one more thing here I want to show you. All right, I think we're ready to go. All right, so this thing I like to do, if you notice in this card, in the background, can I get close to it? There's little speckles here. And so what I like to do a lot of the time is just to fling little colors of ink onto my base so it's not just all white after I get going. So let me show you how I do that. So what I'm going to do is take my 2021-2023 in color Stampin' Write markers, and what this means, in color means, is every year Stampin' Up! Creates colors that are their main colors that they build off of things. So these are the colors for this time frame. And if you'll notice, let me show you, there'll be accessories, paper, ink, everything to match. So here's 3 of the new in colors that just came out. And this is my favorite, Pale Papaya. And I'm usually a purple or pink person, but Pale Papaya, oh, I love it. I'm going to show you another project that I just did. These are little gift bags that are in, these are the 5 in colors you can see. The thing I like about this is, if you look at paper crafting, this type of thing, there's a whole lot more to it than just, say, scrapbooking or making cards. You can, it's whatever you can think of. I mean, you can make home decor, gift wrap, you know, the sky's the limit. So that is what I really like to spend time thinking, how can I make a different thing? You know, what can I do to think outside the box? And that really keeps me going. It keeps me motivated, and I love to do that kind of thing. One really quick note here, I wanted to share this stamp set that I made these gift bags with before we get too far away. This is called, let me grab the case here. This was made with the Nothing's Better Than stamp set, and that is number 152507 in the catalog. But this one, I also love how this works, because in the stamp set, I've used this one a million times too. If you look at the cookie, which I don't have right now, oh, here it is, it was drying. Here's the cookie, the chocolate chips stamp, and then you'll see this darker shaded stamp. So that creates this effect. And I kind of off stamp it a bit because I think that looks cool, where it's not directly on top of the brown color. But you'll find a lot of our stamp sets like that, where there'll be a stamp that's the color filler for the picture. And I think that's really cool because it just makes it look so much more realistic. But this one's a lot of fun. You can just have, oh, tons of fun. There's chocolate, there's little cocktails. Oh, it's great. And the little umbrella even has a color fill, and the lime or lemon. Look at that. All right. And I have used this one a few times. As you can see, it's kind of got some pink on it. All right. So again, these were the in colors for right now. And yes, you know, Pale Papaya is the color that you need. Okay. Anyway, and look at this. This is Pale Papaya Stampin' Pad. And this color is also Pale Papaya. Oh dear, I think I have a Pale Papaya problem. All right, well, back to our little speckles that I want to make. So these Stampin' Write markers have 2 different ends, and Stampin' Up! Will tell you this side's the little side and this side is the big side. And oh my goodness, this is Pale Papaya too. Oh dear, I need an intervention. All right, so I'm going to take off the larger size cap. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it inside the cap, but I'm just going to kind of flick it onto the paper to make some little splatter marks. Isn't that cool? So easy. And not super messy. I come out of that pretty clean, actually. So that's good, because I am a messy person. All right, and now this is polished pink. Same thing, here's the bigger side and the smaller side. All right, and then you sure could use your fingers, but you are going to get so messy. All right, that one's awesome. Look at that. Okay, there we are. So we've got the very, very back of our card ready to go. Now I've got my stamps right here, and on my sample, you can see that I kind of went and favored heavily the darker color, the Bermuda Bay. And this time I think I'm gonna have a bit more polished pink in it. And so let's get started with a couple Bermuda Bay flowers. Just got my stamp all ready to go, and I just ink it up. And I'm gonna start off the page a little bit. And what I could do is I could just use it as it is and not re-ink it, and then that gives a really cool faded effect. I can do that on an envelope as well. Oh, I almost forgot I was going to do the whole thing in Bermuda Bay. So I'll leave some spots for a pink, I think. All right, so that's going to be all for my Bermuda Bay this time. I'm going to make sure that I close my ink, because otherwise it'll dry out. And down below here, right by my little stool here, I have my cleaner. So you can get quite a few things in our catalog, a little squeegee kind of a thing, a chamois, I guess. And then this right here is the Stampin' Scrub, and I spray Stampin' Mist onto one side. And just clean off my stamp. And then the other side's for drying. And then I can just wash this over with water. I'll do that every so often. I'll just set it up like this, and then I'll just rinse it, and you're good to go. So that's what I have down here. You might hear it clunking around a little bit. All right, so now we're going to open Polished Pink. It is lovely. I do love it. Okay, and front and center with you. I do have to save one for my Pale Papaya though. Okay, I'm just gonna catch a corner here, and maybe another one up there. It's fun making your own paper. Right. Now, I'm gonna clean that off, and I'm gonna get out my Pale Papaya. Okay, clean that off. That works really well. Here we are. Okay. Running out of room a bit. I'm just going to catch the sides with the Pale Papaya, I think. All right, good, good, good. That's good enough. I'm out of room. All right, we'll wash that off real quick. Okay, and you can see we're almost done. Just have just the center of the flower to stamp. And then I've already cut out my words, so I'm a little tiny bit ahead. All right, so here's the center. And in my sample card that I already made, I really like how black looks in that. It seems to just be a really good alternate than using one of the in colors as the center. All right, so I'm just using, let's see here, Memento Tuxedo Black. Isn't that cool? I love how that looks. All right, just a little bit on that one, and we're almost there. You can get all of these done very quickly. I think sometimes I'll spend a lot of time just staring at my stamps and just thinking about them. Then I'll just get out the paper and I'll start moving things around. But there's no wrong answer. It's whatever appeals to you. Okay, so that one's all nice and clean. Yay! So our stamping part is done. Now, I pre-cut these ahead of time, and all I did was I cut a strip of paper. We have all the paper that Stampin' Up, or most of the paper Stampin' Up carries. Designer Series paper is two-sided, so you'll see this is the Black and White True Love series. Oh my goodness, everything black and white is so cool because you can color it. You can use our blending brushes, which I talked about those earlier in some posts today in our event. They're fantastic. anything. You can just color all those things because they're black and white. It's perfect. So all I did was I just measured it to this piece, kind of like my first card. And then I stamped this word happy onto a splatter pink white card base. And then happy mail. And I was saying, I'm making happy mail, which I'm going to name my yarn Happy Mail as well. And my husband said, Happy Meal? Why are you calling it Happy Meal? So, no, Happy Mail. All right, so I'm going to just take care of this. Get this on there. Oops, my Stampin' seal. Ran into the ditch here on my platform. Okay, one more right there. All right, good, good, good. Let's see if we can get that to line up good with how I cut it. Okay, looks good. That on there, and then I'm going to use dimensionals to pop that up a little bit to get some interest. Okay, these on there. I like dimensionals a lot. Okay. Only thing is, if you do mail a card that has dimensionals on it, or ribbons or something like that, you're probably gonna have to pay extra postage. Okay. Sometimes if I'm in a bind, I will just add 2 stamps if I can't make it to the post office. That works too. Alrighty, the happy mail, I'm sticking right here. Isn't that cute? All right. Now what I think I might do is just put my adhesive on the back here before we get too much further along. Okay. Oops, I had a little strand of adhesive pop up. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put that on my card base now. And let's see if I can get it straight. Again, I try my best, but I figure you're making something handmade. If it's a little bit this way or that way, that's the beauty of handmade. All right, and then one more touch. These beautiful, beautiful in color jewels. So they match our 5 colors that we talked about earlier. I love these two. These were sold out actually, so I'm not gonna share that number with you right now, but there's plenty of other ones that are just really cool. There is a device called Take Your Pick in our catalog that you can use to help you with these little sequins that are sticky, but I'm just gonna use my fingers right now because I don't have one of those yet. I'm getting one of those pretty soon. Stick them on there, add your bling. All right, and there you are, your finished product. How about that? Yeah, this Pretty Perennials is the best set. I really recommend you, anything else that you would get that before it's gone. It's so great. You can just keep using it and using it. All right, so that project is done. Let me just move this stuff out of the way. Now the next thing I want to show you, because we're kind of on a summer theme, is our ice cream cone punch. So this is a card. Let me grab here. I made this card last night using the ice cream set. Grab my stamp set too here. This one is a really fun one. Here's the stamp set, and that is number 154456. And it's called Sweet Ice Cream. Of course, you can always ask me if you see something that you like. And I didn't mention the number. I'm kind of thrown off a little with the Facebook thing. It's throwing me for a bit of a loop today. But just holler and I'll be so happy to help you. But this one has been used quite a lot by me, as you can see. The happy birthday font is just so cool. I just love that one. I guess I actually lost my bow. That's why I've got a little sticky guy here. Well, that's all right. Just don't look right here. I have a little ribbon that's pale papaya floating around somewhere that I knocked off. But this paper right here, if I tip it a little bit, I hope that you can see the shimmer of that. And then I've got some of our beautiful in color sparkles as well. And this is a die cut that I use Stitch So Sweetly Shapes is the name of that die cut. And it is also in pale papaya. All right, and I'm going to show you this paper. This is the paper that the cones are made out of. It's an ombre set of paper that is sparkly. You can see I've been cutting ice cream cones out of this, but it is ombre specialty paper, 155784. So if you want a fantastic beauty, it only comes four in a pack because it's pretty special paper. But another neat thing is you can use, there is a pack of designer series paper that has an ice cream cone base. So it looks just like a cone. And voila, your little punch will punch out that cone as well as the little top of the ice cream. Here are some more of that paper. You can see it's double-sided. A lot of people have just been cutting out this part as a kind of a cool watercolor design. You just can't go wrong. These are all so cool. And they coordinate in colors, so you cannot beat it. You can, oh, that's fun. You can put all of the colors together and not worry that it's not going to be matching. All right, so that is cool. I just want to show you a couple of these since I've already finished that card and I don't want to keep you too long here tonight. But these little punches are super easy to do. You just slide your paper in there. Try to think what else you could make with this besides having the ice cream. It kind of looks like a bear head. So if you wanted to put little faces on that would be very cool. Think outside the box on that. And then here's our cone once more. Isn't that something? How cool. Now you got a little ice cream cone, and you can use dimensionals to pop those up or whatever you want to do. But the ice cream bundle is another fabulous one if you're interested in doing just a couple. I'd say ice cream or pretty perennials and you're good. All right, so there it is again. One more look. Okay, put that aside. A little bear or ice cream cone. And then I did cut out some. I was going to make a couple extra, but I'll keep those. I'll save those. I save everything. That's sad to my husband's his way of thinking. It's like, oh my goodness, we have so much stuff. Let's not have so much stuff. But oh well. Okay, next up, I wanted to share with you a couple of other cards that I've got. All right, these are, I just made these cards, and these have been made with a pack of paper that you can buy, and it is called Hand Pen Memories and More Card Pack. So in this little pack, you will get things that are already made. So you can just add them to the base of a card. Cut them, whatever you want to do. If you just want part of it, you can do that. And they're double-sided as well. Isn't that cool? So there's quite a lot of the larger size, and then the smaller ones, so you can make smaller cards too. And they're double-sided as well. So if you want to make some, oh, these papers are so pretty. If you want to make something very quickly, these types of things are the way to go. Gosh, I just love this one. Isn't that cute? You may hear a noise. My dog is sitting here snoring. Apologies, but yes, my little Poppy is snoring like a train next to me. All right, so back to these cards. So I use this, so you see this little border here. This is from the Scalloped Contours dies, and I'll open up a die set so you can kind of see what's going on in there. All right, so here is the die that I use most of the time. This one I've used in another card. Let me grab it. These are Party Puffins, which we have, and for the snowbank, you can kind of see the background. Here is what I used for that. This also coordinates with a really cool stamp set that I also love very much. grab it so you can see it. So that was scalloped contours, and yep, I have 2 bases of that. And here is the stamp set that goes with it, color and contour. And this, you're absolutely amazing. I have absolutely amazingly used it a million times. For my next project I'm going to show you, I have it on there, so stay tuned for a moment. But this is one of those sets that you can do the backgrounds of it and then the top, like the cookies. So that's really cool. And then the die would cut this out as well, and the flower. So that's really neat. This one I've used a lot too. It's a stamp of speckles. So I used that on my Party Puffins set as well. Party Puffins have been very popular too. That's a very fun set. Okay, so here you can see I made 2 cards with the hand-pinned paper pack and the scallop die set. And then what I did here was I used the sentiment from the colors and contours that I just showed you, and I cut out just with my scissors. I didn't use a machine or anything like that, just around a shape. And this was a black and white side of one of the hand-pinned sheets. So what I did was I took my blending brushes, which is the coolest thing in the world. They look like spoons or toothbrushes combined. And all I did was just go like this on the area that I wanted to. Now you can wash these blending brushes if you want to, but I have 6 of them and they're all in basically my main colors that I use, so I just don't. It's okay. But it just goes like this, and there might be a little bit of color left on there, just very light. And you just do this. The best way to do it is to start off of your paper. You put your blending brush in your ink, and then here's your paper. You want to start off the paper on your scrap paper and then work your way over so that you don't see like a funny blop otherwise. So there's a secret, but definitely think about getting a set of blending brushes. Now I know they were low in stock, so don't wait too long. Number is 153611, and I did share a post about that earlier today. All right, now, and this is one of the papers that, this was already done that way, so I really just cut out the die, and I use my blending brush right here as well, and away we go. It's very easy. Okay, my project I was going to show you with the font that I was just talking about is You're Absolutely Amazing. And this card was made using the spiral die set. This is a brand new one. It's a very large stamp, and I will show you how I did that. This is called the Stamparatus, and what you do with this tool, you have 2 panels. They're plastic panels, and this comes out and you can slide it down like this. And what you're able to do then is stamp exactly in line so that you don't have to think, am I in line? Is this going to be even? Just let the machine do it, or it's not really a machine, but holder, and you're going to get perfect stamping every single time. It just swings over like this. And I do have another panel that goes here, so if you want to put one on this way, you can put a stamp here, you can put a stamp here, and flip back and forth. So you can go really fast. If you're making a whole assembly line of cards, you're just going boom, 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 boom. And everything wipes up very easily. You get 2 big magnets to hold your paper in line. This is just a scrap piece of paper that I used when I was making these. But I think this is so cool for graduations right now, because you could use whatever the school colors are for this. Or this happens to be the color of some shirts I wore back in the late 80s, early 90s. So there you are. You're welcome. So the way I made this was, you can see my marks on my scrap paper. I just used my Stamparatus and I went like this with one color, cleaned it off with my Stampin' Mist, and I turned it upside down. And then, so everything, I didn't magnet this one down because it was staying put. And I just went down again. And then I had the second color. So This is a really handy tool, and you also then don't need to have as many acrylic blocks if you don't have too many of those. I use this a lot. This is great. One thing, if you use the photopolymer stamps, which are the clear ones, Stampin' Up! Recommends putting this foam pad underneath your paper because it just comes out better. If you have the red rubber stamps, you don't need this piece of foam in there because it already has foam on it, so that's cool. Okay, let's put this aside. Oh, I really thank you guys for watching. I just feel so flustered after all this technology stuff. It's quite, you try and you plan and you plan, and then something really weird happens, and you just have to roll with it. Okay, now I want to show you a couple more things. I don't really have a lot more yarn to show you. I do have a lot of things up in my Etsy store that please, feel free to go and check that out. But I mainly wanted to show you that I was combining my yarn with my Stampin' business. All right, so here's some fun. This is a fun card that I made last month, or was it? Yeah, last month in our subscription box. Every month you can sign up to get a box mailed to you of cool different kits. And this was the super cool popsicle fun summery kickoff last month. And so they were popsicle shaped. So that's just a little sample there. This is a fun fold card. So you can make cards like I've been showing you, one after the other, no problem. But if you would go to Pinterest and look up fun folds, oh my goodness, look at what you can do with this crazy thing. And there's some that have, little things you lift out on. So it's an engineering feat. It's amazing. So if you're very into making cards, I definitely want to challenge you to do some fun folds. All right, now here's a gift idea for anyone who might be ending their school year right now and you want to give them a little gift. This is a card holder, a gift card holder. You can just slide the little card into this flap here. And it doesn't open, it just holds your card. So I thought that was very cute. Oh, and look, I have another one of the scallop contours dies. This has 4 of our new in colors on it. And what I did to get that little line there was I just used my blending brushes again, and I put a piece of scrap paper right like that. And there was one under, of course. And I just used my brush to go along, and then I moved it down to the next one, and it made a nice straight edge. And then I did some speckling. That was a speckle stamp actually from the Contour and Color stamp set. And then their sentiments. Their sentiments that is such a cool font. All right, 2 more cards I'll show you. We're almost done. So this one is kind of a fun fold. It's a stretch, but it is kind of one. So this one was really cool to do. It's just different. I used blending brushes right here, and then this cake is from the Party Puffins set. Party Puffins. And this little chicken was from a set called Birthday Chick or Happy Birthday Chick. Those are fun. And the candles are also from Party Puffin. So you can have a lot of fun. I also love this color for all of my cards. If I could make them all magenta, I would. All right, the last card I'll show you. This was a rainbow challenge that I was in from a group, and the challenge was to create a card with rainbows in a different way. So I just used a tree die that I had, and I took some different colored cardstock and I glued it to a piece of scratch paper, and then I ran it through my die machine, and then it cut out these rainbow trees. So I thought that was very fun. But the out of the box challenges really are super fun to do. Now, if you ever feel like you need somebody to craft with, just let me know, because one of the reasons why I joined Stampin' Up! Was because I had a lot of fun times with my friends back in Wisconsin, where we lived for about 20 some years, and we would have knitting night. And it was every couple weeks or so we'd get together and we would do projects and just hang out and do whatever. We even had a friend who didn't like to do any projects, so she just sat and watched us, or she would read her magazine, and then we would have movies, and it was just so much fun. So that's one of the reasons why I like doing this type of thing, because you can FaceTime with your friends, you can Zoom, you can get together in person. It's just so much fun. You can just chat. All right, one more thing. In June, Stampin' Up! Is going to be bringing a whole new line of kits. So if you're a new person to stamping or paper crafting, if you want to give a gift to someone who is, well, it got you covered. Here's a sneak peek. These will be coming just a few more days in June. Look at these are little sets that you're going to have everything you need in your kit to make really cute cards. This is the cheer. I have to look at the name really quick here. It is Notes of Cheer. Well, that couldn't have been easier. So in here you would get all the materials to make these cards. Aren't these so cool? Look at the sparkles. And you don't need to have any stamps in this one. Actually, they give you everything you need. You get the dimensionals, the glue dots, and look at these guys. Holy cow, they're sparkly. And then this is fantastic. So everything's all cut and ready to go. These are the little frame, almost like lace is what it looks like on this one. And the neater part is that you get sentiments already done. You just have to punch them out, and different languages too. So that's pretty cool. And here's the rest. So starting in June, there will be available at least 10 new kits. And some of them are former paper pumpkin sets that were really popular. So it would be your chance to, it's a very easy gift. Look at the envelopes, how cute. Here's the main card. They come with directions if you wanted to do that. You don't have to make these cards, of course. You can use these parts in any way that you wish. All right. Oh, these are just so pretty. I love those colors. So that's going to be very fun. I do have some more of those, and I'll be sharing those on my Facebook page, my group, my blog as we get closer to June. But do keep that in mind. Anything that's kit related from Stampin' Up! Is just trying to get so that you don't have to go buy any parts. You would need some kind of an adhesive for some things, or of course scissors maybe once in a while. But really, they'll give you, if it needs ink, it's going to come in your little box. So that is great. Alrighty, now just a couple more things, and I think we're going to be done. Now some business. All right, so this month of May is a very special month because there are a few specials going on. So they have raised your reward amount if you do any type of a bigger order or a workshop. This goes through June actually, so you've got some time. You're going to be able to earn $25 more in Stampin' rewards, which is pretty huge when you hit the 250 level. So they call it Connect, Craft, and Collect $25 more. So who doesn't want to do that? Speaking of Paper Pumpkin, again, our monthly subscription box. So in June, this set right here is called, it's called Make a Splash. And it's kind of based on a series of paper and stamps that we have now that's new for this new catalog, which just came out. It's called Expressions in Ink. You just grab my card so you can see what these look like. So this is a sample of what all of the papers in the designer series paper for this this theme would be. They're not in this. This will match these, which is very cool. And you'll also get 2 little ink spots, which are little squares of ink. So that's fun. But these papers are double-sided. So there's six designs, and this is one side, this is the other, this is one side, the other, etc. And one side has gold on it, if you can kind of see that. Isn't that neat? And then these are the regular colors of cardstock that would go with it. If you wanted to know maybe what ink should I use to stamp my sentiment on there, then you can use, there will be a guide in the catalog as well to help you out with that. So that's pretty cool. So yes, this one you can order Paper Pumpkin anytime. They ask that you sign up for it by the 10th of the month. So by June 10th, if you would like to try out a subscription for Paper Pumpkin, I do have those links under my first post, and I will share that again as the week goes on. And then one more thing here. I believe I have another sheet right here. My biggest thing here is if I am 1% away from bouncing up to the next level. So, oh my goodness, I'd love to have you on my team. We'll be best friends forever, of course. But you also would be getting an extra bunch of merchandise for free. So right now, if you join, it's $99, free shipping, and you get $155 worth of product. And this only goes to the 31st of May, so we're almost out. And then we would be able to hang out together, do some stamping. Stampin' Up allows people to be hobby demonstrators. So if you don't care to do things like I'm doing here, you sure don't have to. You can just get stuff for yourself. And if you find that you would spend like $100 a month or something on craft supplies like that, if you join, this would really pay off. You'd get a discount on that. So, but I'm kind of choosing, I want to push and see if I can keep advancing because it's really fun. So, oh my goodness, I'd be super thrilled to talk with you more about that and have you be on my team. I think I'm going to call my team Shanna and the Fun Folds. What do you think? All right, I have one more thing. Let me just quick grab them behind me here. Sorry about that. I have one more thing in May. Anyone who places an order in my shop, these are samples of what we call Stampin' blends. They come 2 in a pack. In May, with every $50 order that you place, you can pick out one of these in your color of your choice. So what would happen is after you place your order, I would be in touch with you and ask you what color you wanted, and then I would send those to you. Those would come separate from your order. But these are blenders, so one is darker than the other, and I don't know if you can see that in the light, but then you can color in things. If you have a black and white picture, or you have a stamp that you want, an image that you want to fill in with color, one will be darker, and then you take the lighter one and you bring the ink out across the paper. These also have a small point and a wide point. So Stampin' Blends, 1 pack with every $50 product order, not counting the tax and stuff. So, and if that isn't good for you, I also have another special going on, which is, let me grab that. Well, I'll just grab this because it's close. I have a mystery pack of Designer Series paper. This is Designer Series paper, if you wonder what that is. But there's 6x6. Not this one, of course. This is different. It's going to be a mystery. With $50 order, you can pick either your Stampin' Blend marker or a pack of mystery 6x6 Designer Series paper. So say you ordered $100, you could pick a pack of paper and then a Stampin' Blend pack. If you get 150, you can, what else do you want? We'll just keep going from there. So that is, I think, all of my specials that are going on right now. But please check back onto my first post of day 1, where I have a list of all of my links for everything that I have, my Facebook page, my blog. I share a lot of projects on both. I also have a VIP group on Facebook, and on my official Stampin' Up website, if you go to that, there is a tab that is called Projects, and you can click on that and see a lot of similar things that I've put on my blog, but it will show you what items that you need to make those projects. So it's kind of helpful if you're thinking, well, how do I maneuver through all of these items because the catalog is rather big. Just grab one here. I shared a PDF of the catalog in our group, but here is the catalog. It's quite huge. It can be overwhelming. And if you're just kind of getting started, I would start with doing a kit of some sort just to kind of ease into it. And then as you flip through it, just go with what catches your eye first, because really you just can't get it all at once. That would be nice. One more quick thing. there are two more things I just want to share with you before I let you go. And I so appreciate your patience with me, and I'm all fumbly today. So here is the host page that I wanted to kind of touch base with. It is overlooked a bit. It's on page 170 of our catalog. But with Stampin' Up, with a party, or they call it workshop, with $150 in total orders, then you begin to earn rewards. And with rewards, you can pick anything out of the catalog in whatever amount that you're getting. So it's usually 10% of your amount. So if you had $150, you would get $15 of Stampin' rewards. And that can go towards the purchase of anything, or you can pick select items that are just available to a host or the one person who the party's name in. And I just want to draw your attention to, there's a stamp here that has a cool swan. There's a scenery one and some texture stamps. But the big winner here is the pattern party pack. This is a 48 sheet pack of 12 by 12 cardstock. And I do have a sample sheet to show you. But again, this is double-sided, and it's black and white on the back. Here it is. So if you look at this, they're all these designs. So here's one side, here's the back side. One side, the back side. So you can just do whatever you want on those black and white surfaces. You can color them. You can use your blending brushes. You can do whatever you want, and it is just fantastic. Look at this one. Looks like you could use that for a mermaid or something like that. So this paper pack is worth it. It's like the best thing ever. I mean, the swan is pretty good, but there's nothing like this paper here. It's fantastic. Let's see. Did I get everything then? I believe so. But you can ask me any questions. Just holler. I'd be happy to help. Thank you so much for coming to our week of kicking off summer sales. It's just so fun being able to be in a group where everybody's working together and sharing their fancy things, their businesses. And I really appreciate your time watching me. So, all right, I am going to let you go, and I'll be sharing this then at my time about 5:30 or quarter to, probably closer to 6 o'clock then for my time. I'm sorry it is not alive, but stuff happens, I guess. All right. Thanks, guys.